This is a message that someone obviously needs to hear because I've never had so many things go haywire in my apartment while trying to make a video. I don't even know how to explain it, so I'll share with you. It's trying to stop me. So I had my blinds almost fall down from my window. My air purifier, which has been silent, just starts cranking as soon as I start recording. And then as I'm making this video, my wife started doing laundry and all of the clothes had gotten onto one side of the washing machine. So all of a sudden you just hear the spinner just banging against the metal walls. So whoever needs to hear this message, I'm really excited to share it with you. Hey, welcome to my video. My name is Joshua, and I just want to do a quick follow-up video based on the one that I did recently. I talked about a couple of terms I want to go a little bit deeper into, which was elitism and pseudo-elitism. They're kind of similar. Elitism is you have a lot of money, either inherited or you earned it and you have it, and your identity is wrapped around in it. And pseudo-elitism is you probably don't have the same amount of wealth as someone who is very rich, right? Very wealthy. Or even if you have a moniker of wealth that makes you more wealthy within your local area, right? You're higher off in that local market. Your entire identity is wrapped in being able to purchase something that's expensive. And you purchase things that are expensive because you want people to see that you can purchase things that are expensive. Pseudo-elitism is that you don't really have the ability to afford that. You're purchasing something so that people think you have money, but in reality, you're broke, right? On paper, you're broke. But you don't care about putting your life at risk or losing everything because you want to have the attention and the validation that you think those things can bring. And sometimes they do bring from the wrong kind of people, right? But the point that I was trying to make in that video and why I'm going over these two different terms is because it's a very lonely path if material items, possessions have you, right? Because you don't own the material possession, they own you. And you're purchasing them to get a certain level of high, right? You're purchasing them because you want people to acknowledge your value. And you know that they have some type of respect for these items, and you want them to have that same level of respect for you. And so the thing is that you don't really want to share your personality to the world because you're afraid that people won't like you for who you are, but they will like you for what you have to offer, right? And so that's why I was using brands that you can participate in. You don't need a lot of money to participate in, but people will still look at that and you want them to imagine that you're wealthier than what you are and you want to show off and you want to be the cool kid at the table, right? Whether the table is big or small, it doesn't matter what age you are. There is always something that you can purchase to make you feel like you're the cool kid at the table. The thing is, if what you drive, where you live, what you wear is why people like you and want to associate with you, that's a problem. They don't really care about you, they care about the things you have. There is nuance in that. But the point I was trying to make was that tons of people who are not fulfilled in their heart, doesn't matter how much success they have, they're trying to fill it with something else. And when I was using the term elitism and pseudo-elitism, I was referring to the hole in an individual's heart that they're trying to fill up with something. They don't know what it is, but they keep trying to participate in it. Like I said, I gave some examples. Like it's not very hard or out of reach for someone to be able to purchase a item, entry level or mainline, from a brand like Nike, right, or Lululemon, right. In some areas, if you're really trying to impress people with Nike, they'll go off and you can easily obtain like a fake sneaker that has some level of value socially within your own surrounding, your own group. That value, that social value, goes up and down every day, right? One minute something's very, very popular, it's very trendy. The next minute it's out of style and you have to get rid of it because you have to get the next trend, the next thing, next item that will keep up with this hunger for attention and the desire to be appreciated by those around you. And the thing I really wanted to share with you is that there is nothing more important in my personal life than my relationship with Christ. And you can take anything I have away from me. As long as I have Christ, it doesn't matter. It just really doesn't matter, right? If you constantly are chasing after possessions and you're looking for the possession to give you credibility, it's a very easy sandcastle to just knock down. What I want to point out to you is this. It's all of that's meaningless. it's 100% not going to give you satisfaction. It's 100% going to make you feel thirsty for more, right? You buy the latest iPhone, and just a few months later, they announce they're coming out with a Pro Edition. And now what you wanted was everyone to be so happy that you had the highest trim phone. Now the new one's out, it's old news. Are you less valuable as a person because you don't have the number one phone? I think the iPhone's a good example of that you don't really need a lot of money to get the newest iPhone, right? You can get a payment plan, you can do all kind of things. But if you're purchasing that to try to get self-validation, it's a problem. And so that's one thing that I've tried to practice in my own life. I try to look and question, like, make this purchase. Am I purchasing it because of any other reason than I like it? Do I really need it? 9 times out of 10, I don't really need it, but that's okay. It's okay if I want something. Great. Is this purchase going to put something else in jeopardy that I really want to do, right? A hobby, a project, something I really want to invest time and money into. Because money is a resource. That's all it is. And what you do with that resource is up to you. You can allocate that towards whatever you want, right? But the thing is that, like, I don't want to have my value wrapped up in possessions. I don't want to have my value wrapped up in anything other than God. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. I know, fashion and God, they come together on my channel because it's me. And I don't want to tell you how to dress when I talk about fashion. I don't want to tell you how to live, really. I just want to just suggest to you what I personally have experienced. And what I don't want is you to spend the rest of your life missing out on the things that you are really called to do, that God has really put in your life to do, to be a great husband, to be a great father, to be a great wife, right? To be a great mother. I don't want you to overlook the things that God has for you, or to be so desperate for having greater possessions that you forget that the whole journey that God wanted to guide you through, and the whole relationship that He wanted to develop with you, and the whole story that He wanted to tell through you is now gone, and it's shattered, and it's forgotten because you didn't value what God was trying to do in your life. You didn't value what He had for you. You chased after just things. The person that I'm pulling from in these examples is Solomon. He was the most wealthiest, most wisest individual who ever lived. He had so much wealth that they were throwing away silver to count the gold. And he had the finest clothes. He had the finest jewelry. He was the most fashionable individual of his time period. There was nothing that he couldn't have that he didn't have. Okay? At the end of his life, after having 700 wives and concubines, having so much wealth, so much gold, so much influence, at the end of his life, he says it's all vanity. It's all worthless. And the thing I want to ask you right now is that if there are people in your life that you care about and you would give anything for, and they're there with you, they're next to you, they're in your life, why aren't you taking time to invest in them? Why aren't you taking time to invest in yourself to be better for them? I just don't want you to be so thirsty for validation from people who don't care about you, from people who don't show up to anything that's special about you unless they get something in return. I just don't want you to be so hungry to chase after things that really don't matter, that you miss out on all the opportunities that are right in front of you, that you don't realize that they're opportunities. Listen, a tree doesn't look like a tree until it's grown. You have no idea what God is trying to grow in your life. You have no idea what He's trying to do. You have no idea. And you're so busy looking at someone else in their life that you can't even realize the miracle that God is doing in yours. The first thing you want to do whenever you're growing something is you bury it. Whatever you're trying to grow, whatever garden, orchard, forest, whatever you're trying to do, you have to bury it in the ground, nurture it, and have faith that it will grow, no matter how harsh the winter is, no matter how dry the summer season can be. I want you to dig deep and to figure out what matters to you. And then I want you to carry that through all of what you're doing in your life, right? What you wear, how you decorate your house, what you drive, what you do with your finances. I really hope and pray that you can take all of that and put it at the feet of God. And you ask, hey, is there anything in my life that is more important than you? And if so, remove it. Is there anything in my life that I need to work on and grow, that maybe I just don't see it? Can you please speak to me about it? Or can you give me the ability to be brave enough to ask someone else I care about to speak into my life. I want to encourage you to lock in and tighten up and zero in on what is most important in your life. I don't want you to waste your life, your time, your money, your resource, chasing things that will never give you the glory and satisfaction that you're hoping it does. And instead, take everything you have and bring it to the feet of God and just ask Him, what should I do with this? And I guarantee you, God cares more about you than you care about yourself. And your idea of what you think a wonderful life is pales in comparison to what God has for you. And you have no idea what God wants to do in your life. You have no idea what He wants to do through you. I want you to open yourself up and give it to God. Because whether you look at a modern Solomon or the past, I guarantee you that no matter who you look at, if they're chasing after things, their life isn't whole, it isn't complete. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. Now, what do you think of this little ring here thing? I shouldn't even ask what you think. Either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. I'm going to get roasted in the comment section, or someone's going to be like, that's the best thing ever. Either way. Oh, I'm not wearing my rings. Shame on me. Shame on me. I have custom rings that I'm designed with my wife and I'm not wearing them, and my wedding anniversary is right around the, you know what? Let me grab them. I have 8-year anniversary coming up in just a few days, and I'm going to grab them. I'm going to grab them right now. Okay, boom. Got them. Locked in. I don't know if I'm not, am I center? Who knows if I'm center or not? You know. Obviously, I don't, because I'm not editing the video, but I will soon. So, let's try that again and just pretend that never happened.